Welcome to Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, with your host, Steve Garrett, lifetime member of the National Corvette Museum, president of the Corvette Club of Kansas City, Missouri, and radio disc jockey at the #1 radio station in Kansas City for over 45 years. Here's Steve Garrett.
Thanks for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette, and the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. I appreciate you tuning in. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call them at 833-840-5334. You can listen to Corvette Today on all podcast platforms. You can also listen on your smart device. Just say, "Hey Google," or "Alexa, play the podcast called Corvette Today," and you're connected. And be sure to visit the Corvette Today website. It's CorvetteToday.com. You can access everything there, including the Corvette Today merchandise store. You can also join our Corvette Today Facebook group there as well. Also, make sure you sign up for the Corvette Today emails, notifications, and updates at CorvetteToday.ck.page. And if you like YouTube, be sure to subscribe to our Corvette Today YouTube channel. See all Corvette Today episodes on YouTube as well. And be sure to patronize our flagship sponsors of Corvette Today, MidEngineCorvetteForum.com, the forum that focuses on the new mid-engine C8 Corvette. Meet a lot of fellow Corvette enthusiasts like yourself at MidEngineCorvetteForum.com. Soul Performance Products. Developed and manufactured in the United States, the Soul Performance Products exhaust portfolio has been tailored to elevate the experience of the world's most exciting sports cars, including the latest generation of the Corvette. Soul Performance Products at SOULPP.com, the official performance exhaust of Corvette Today. Aerolarri Wheels, a true forged wheel with over 20 unique styles to choose from for your C8 and wide-body versions of the C7, C6, and C5 Corvette. It's an amazing value, starting at only $23.88 for a set of 4 fully forged wheels. And use the promo code CT111 and get $100 off your purchase. Visit Aerolarri.com. That's AEROLARRI.com. And use the promo code CT111 for your $100 discount. Ciocca Corvettes. If you're a Corvette enthusiast, and I know you are since you're listening and watching Corvette Today, then you need to know about Ciocca Corvette. They're based in Atlantic City, where you can find over 100 new and pre-owned vets on the lot and inbound. Ciocca also ships Corvettes all over the country, custom ordered to your specifications. They're staffed with experienced pros who can answer all your questions. So don't compromise. Visit CioccaCorvette.com. That's CIOCCA Corvette.com and find out more. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. And a shout out to Canadian Corvette Forum and Corvette Forum, welcoming Corvette enthusiasts from around the world. My guest on Corvette Today was my very first guest on the show back in mid-April of 2020. Now with over 215 episodes available, Jeremy Welborn is finally back to talk with me a little bit more about Spring Mountain and the Ron Fellows Performance Driving School. Jeremy, welcome back to Corvette Today, buddy.
Thanks, Steve. I'm glad to be back on the show.
It's about time, isn't it?
Yes, it is. We're finally making this happen.
Exactly. Well, let's talk about Spring Mountain and the Ron Fellows Performance Driving School. Tell me what precipitated this trip to Spring Mountain first.
Well, Steve, you know that whenever someone buys a brand new C8 Corvette, whether it's the Stingray or the Z06 or now the E-Ray, that you have a 1-year opportunity to go to Spring Mountain and take the Corvette Owner School.
Right.
At a subsidized rate that GM provides for you. So it's a great opportunity to go to their Corvette Owner School, take the class, learn about the performance elements of this car, take the car out on the track, and really experience that car for what it was designed and built to do. And that is to just as a performance vehicle out on the track. So That's an awesome opportunity. Everybody has that once they've purchased their new Corvette. Within 1 year, they can go out and do that. So that's what precipitated that, the purchase of a new Corvette, and the opportunity to go out and not just take the Owner School, but there's been some changes we'll talk about eventually about how you can now take the other levels and move up in that progression and become even a more advanced driver, basically.
Yes, and the beauty of this is you use their cars, not your new Corvette.
Absolutely, which is fantastic. And, of course, you're using their tires and their maintenance, and they're maintaining those cars, and so it's a great opportunity to take those cars out on the track.
And for you, it was kind of an adventure getting there, wasn't it, buddy?
Yes, it was. So I left Lawton, Oklahoma, took a flight to Dallas, a short flight down there, landed, but that flight was delayed. So I had a very short window to try to make my flight, which was the last flight of the day out to Vegas.
Of course.
I was supposed to meet you out there that night, and we had a hotel room reserved and all of that, and we're going to go out and have a lot of fun on the next day before we went to Spring Mountain. I ran as fast as I could to the gate where this flight to Vegas was supposed to happen, and I was just behind the closing of the gate and not allowed to get on the flight, along with 4 other people, Steve.
Oh, my gosh.
And they were trying to call for a maintenance delay and all kinds of things. They would not let us on the flight. So I spent the night at the Dallas-Fort Worth airport.
In the airport?
Yeah, in the airport.
Oh, my
and
God.
Flew out the next morning. Now, the next morning, though, my flight was scheduled, and we had severe thunderstorms come through with tornado warnings.
Of course you did.
And they shut down the airport. It was the craziest morning ever. But eventually, I did get to Las Vegas.
You did make it there finally.
We
Yes.
began our journey.
All right, buddy. For people who've never been to Spring Mountain, talk about how you get there.
Sure. So the greatest thing about it is, you can fly into Las Vegas, rent a car, and drive about 45, 50 minutes, depending on your speed. Just be careful going across the hump where they like to patrol that area.
Yeah.
But it only it takes 45, 50 minutes to get there from Las Vegas Airport. So you can spend some time in Las Vegas. I know the first time I went to Ron Fellows was after I purchased my 2014 Stingray.
Yeah.
I went out for the Corvette Owner School. I actually took my family, my wife and my kids,
Wow.
to Las Vegas. They stayed at a resort there. I went out, did a couple of days there, came back, and then we did other family activities and so forth. So it's a great location, a great place, but you can also take your wife or your significant other with you out there to Spring Mountain. There's lots for them to do there as well.
And Spring Mountain is in Pahrump, Nevada.
Pahrump, Nevada. So
in
from
the middle
Vegas,
of nowhere.
They say from Vegas, it's over the hump to Pahrump.
And you ought to really book now, because when
Yes.
you buy your car, they book months in advance.
Yes, they do. Correct. As long as you have scheduled your class and actually just scheduled it within that 1 year of purchase of your
Right.
vehicle, then you can take the class. You might have to schedule that out farther than the year, but as long as it's been scheduled.
That's good. All right, buddy, let's take our first break. When we come back, we're going to talk about the classes and some of the advances that they've made out at Spring Mountain and some of the new additions.
Sounds great.
That's coming up next here on Corvette Today.
We all know that wheels make the car. Wheelcraft's PVD chrome finish in bright chrome or black chrome will take your Corvette to new levels. And it comes with a 5-year warranty. Durability is a defining feature of the Wheelcraft finish. Their PVD chrome is superior to traditional chrome, with a finish that is brake dust resistant and cleans effortlessly with soap and water. Wheelcraft offers factory wheel exchange for select C4 through C8 models, or they can apply the PVD finish to your current wheels. No matter what generation you own, Wheelcraft will transform the look of your Corvette. With every Corvette comes a unique story, and Wheelcraft has embraced this idea. When you purchase your new set of wheels, you receive a lifetime membership to the Wheelcraft Pit Crew, granting you access to your own page on Wheelcraft's website, where you can post pictures and tell your Corvette story. Visit our website at wheelcraft.com or call 833-639-4231. Arrive in style with Wheelcraft.
The National Corvette Restorer Society is celebrating its 50th anniversary this year. 50 years of affirming and promoting the preservation and restoration of the Corvette. 50 years as the foremost Corvette collector car organization for building value with its prestigious awards. Have you ever considered joining NCRS? Over 70,000 people have. We're so much more than just the nuts and bolts. The NCRS flight judging program can and often does increase the value of America's sports car by researching and publishing the leading tech manuals and judging guides for the 1953 through 2007 Corvettes, by training the best judges and by hosting local, regional, and national judging events. And when you join, you'll get award-winning magazines like Corvette Restore and Driveline all throughout the year. Joining is simple and easy. Just go to ncrs.org and sign up. There are NCRS chapters all throughout the U.S. and all around the world. Chances are there's a local chapter near you. So join NCRS today at ncrs.org. We come for the Corvettes. We stay for the friendships made along the way.
When you want to buy a Corvette, or any Chevrolet for that matter, get yours from Hendrick Chevrolet Shawnee Mission, located in Kansas City. Hendrick Chevrolet is the largest Corvette dealership and showroom in the Midwest. With a knowledgeable sales staff and Corvette sales specialists on hand, they'll help you build the Corvette of your dreams, and they ship nationwide. With Corvette certified master mechanics on site and a huge parts department with over 24,000 parts and $2 million in inventory, Hendrick Chevrolet is well equipped to take care of your every need. From sales to service to collision repair, Hendrick Chevrolet has you covered. Visit ChevyUSA.com or call 913-384-1550.
The Radiator Grill Store offers protection for your C8's front radiators and side intakes. They also carry front strut tower covers to prevent rusting and pooling water, all with do-it-yourself installation. Get 10% off your total purchase with promo code CT10. See the full line of products at RadiatorGrillStore.com.
You're enjoying the only current podcast on Corvettes, Corvette Today.
Thanks for checking out Corvette Today on podcast and YouTube. It's the only current podcast dedicated to Corvette. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. You want your Corvette looking its best, don't you? Well, dress it up with bright chrome or black chrome wheels. Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or do a wheel exchange, and you get a 5-year warranty. So visit wheelcraft.com today and give them a call, 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is Jeremy Welborn. We are talking about the Spring Mountain experience. Jeremy was my very first guest on Corvette Today, and now after 215-plus episodes, he is back. Jeremy, you and I went to Spring Mountain for the Level 2 driving experience. Talk about that, because now there's different levels that you can do, isn't there?
Yes, that's correct. And the benefit, too, is that now with the 8th generation Corvette, they have changed their policy in allowing those that have purchased the new Corvette to take an advanced level class if they've already taken and apply the discount to that class. So there's a great benefit for everybody with that. So you don't have to go back and repeat the owner school. I've been to about 3 owner schools with regard to my C7 purchases and my first C8 purchase. Right. And I think with the with whatever the next generation car is, it's kind of nice to take that owner school if it's brand new, you know, that sort of thing, for you to learn about the car more so in that class than you would in the other classes, unless you just want to get out there and get on the track with that new car. They're going to teach you everything you need to know to get out on the track and perform with that new Corvette, whatever the 9th generation may be as that comes along. There's the Corvette owner school, level 1, level 2. Nice. You have to have taken or have equivalent track experience, either take the previous class or have equivalent track experience to take the next level of class. The 2-day owner school is designed for the new Corvette owner, someone who's just purchased that Corvette and hasn't had experience on the track. Right. And of course, from there, you move into level 1 class, which is a 2-day intro to open lapping. So you start to learn a little bit about that. You're still learning proper car control and cornering techniques and braking and steering and inputs and so forth. And then the 2-day advanced track day, which is level 2, expands on that. There's more track time. We'll talk about that a little more when we talk about what's involved in level 2 set.
That's really cool. And you get a lot when you go to the school. You get the lanyard, you get a water bottle, you get the SD card. Talk a little bit more about all the things that you get.
Sure. So when you go, of course, you get your lodging for 1 night. Right. And I will say this, you know, you can also go to, like if you go to Corvettes at Carlisle, you go to the National Corvette Museum's anniversary celebration that's coming up, and the Corvette Caravan and Spring Mountain. If they're at one of those types of events, they may have an incentive where they might give you 2 nights lodging if you sign up during those events. So there are opportunities for that, but you'll get at least 1 night's lodging there at the luxury resort that they have. The condos are fantastic. You also get breakfast every morning that you're there. Right. And your lunch, of course, during the school, during the class. And the meals are very well prepared and healthy and tasty as well. Yeah. So that's all good. You get used to the clubhouse. You get use of the other activities that are on site. Of course, then you get your time on the track, your time in the classroom sessions. There's a lot that you do get. You get the full experience while you're there.
And this was really cool. I bought this. For $40, you get a certificate that you've completed the class. But for $40, you get a carbon fiber plaque to mount that thing in with the logos on it and everything, and you put your lanyard in there. Right. It looks really, really great.
It does. It looks really nice and highlights what you've accomplished, as well as with that certificate, that graduation certificate you get at the end of the class. But also your lanyard, it's so well presented, and I've got 3 of these on my wall in my office for the Corvette Owner School, and then level 1 and then level 2.
That's awesome. And this is new. So I took it when I got my C7 back in 2014. So when we took this latest time, they have a new welcome center. Talk about that, because that wasn't there back in 2014.
Sure. So when you do pull into the resort, before the gate, you pull up to the welcome center, which is also a pro shop.
Yeah.
And it has all kinds of apparel and shoes for driving on the track. That's all right there. So you do your check-in, you sign your forms, you decide whether you want to buy the insurance deductible buy down or not before you even go through the gate. So they check you in there.
Yeah, it's really, really nice.
It's very nice.
And bring your credit card, because that pro shop is fantastic.
That's right.
Oh my gosh. And you had alluded to this earlier. The accommodations are outstanding. It's like staying in a luxury resort.
It really is. The luxury condos are spacious, lots of room, king-size beds. There's a kitchen with cooking and dinnerware. The bathrooms are large as well, with very nice showers. So it's incredible condos that you get to stay in. There's a clubhouse, which has all sorts of places to sit and do things, and a bar in there as well, with the outdoor patios. There's a fire pit. There's a nice pool area. There's a workout facility right there in the clubhouse. There are lots of things there to do when you're on site.
And for people bringing a significant other or a spouse or a plus one,
Sure.
There's plenty for them to do as well.
Absolutely. You know, like I said, you've got the pool area and the workout facility, but you also have, there's an indoor racquetball court, an indoor gun range, and they have a staff massage therapist.
Nice.
Yeah, with getting off the track, you know, at the end of the day, that'd be just a wonderful opportunity to have that massage there.
That's really, really cool. When I went back in 2014, you had to eat dinner off premises, but now I was so surprised, pleasantly, that you can eat dinner there. You don't have to leave the premises.
They do offer a limited menu, but it's really good. There's, 4 or 5 selections typically. It's a good time to just sit around and visit with other Spring Mountain Club members that are there, maybe having dinner, as well as others from other schools that are taking place at the same time, so you can connect with other people during that time as well.
And like you said, the breakfasts and lunch are just terrific.
Yeah, very good, healthy. I mean, they really fuel you well for the day.
Absolutely right. All right, buddy, let's take our final break. When we come back, we'll talk more about the classes themselves. That's coming up next here on Corvette Today.
Are you ready for a better insurance policy without the Corvette tax? With Agreed Value Protection, the value of your collector vehicle will never change. Plus, you'll save money. Get a quick quote at ncminsurance.com.
Hey, honey, are you awake?
I am now.
I can't sleep. Since turning 50, I keep dreaming of a red door and a blue door, somehow knowing there are only choices for retirement.
Okay.
Through the red door, we outlive our money. We have to rely on our kids. We're stuck on a fixed income. It's terrifying.
Yeah, that would suck.
But through the blue door, our money outlives us. We retire on our terms. Our kids stay our kids, not our caretakers. We make work optional.
Yes, that's much better. That's what I want too. But what do we do?
We call True Wealth & Company at 913-653-8783. They specialize in helping successful people make work optional. They're our fiduciary Blue Door personal wealth managers.
Hey, where are you going? It's 3 a.m.
I can't sleep. I'm going to check out True Wealth & Company online at retirewithtrue.com. That Blue Door is going to be our retirement.
913-653-8783. Visit us online at retirewithtrue.com. Investment advice offered through True Wealth & Company, LLC, a registered investment advisor in the state of Kansas.
VetFinders.com is the Internet's original Corvette classified ads website, with classified ads starting at just $25. And every ad runs until your Corvette is sold. If you're in the market for a Corvette, VetFinders.com has over 500 Corvettes for sale from all around the USA and Canada, and covering all 8 generations. Visit VetFinders.com, the Internet's destination for buying and selling Corvettes. That's VETTE Finders.com.
And now, back to Corvette Today with your host and my husband, Steve Garrett.
Hey, thanks once again for listening and watching Corvette Today, the show that talks about everything Corvette. Corvette Today is brought to you by Wheelcraft. You want your Corvette looking its best? Well, dress it up with bright chrome or black chrome wheels. Visit wheelcraft.com and learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or do a wheel exchange, and you get a 5-year warranty. So visit wheelcraft.com today or give them a call, 833-639-4231. I'm your host, Steve Garrett. With me is my buddy, Jeremy Welborn. He was my very first guest. He's back in studio, and we're talking about the Spring Mountain experience. Jeremy, in this final segment, let's talk more about the classes. I've always called Spring Mountain the Top Gun for Corvette, and I think Todd Crutcher, the director of marketing, thought that was really cool, because I remember back in 2014, when I went into the class the very first day, they said, we're going to teach you to drive your C8 to the edge of the envelope. And I said, oh my gosh, that's what they said in Top Gun. We're going to teach you to fly the F-14 to the edge of the envelope. Awesome. I thought that was just fantastic.
That's great.
Don't you think that's about right?
Yeah, it is. It's absolutely right.
Talk more about the classes themselves.
Well, see, 2014 was the first opportunity that I had to go to Spring Mountain as well.
Yeah.
I was apprehensive at that point, honestly, because I'd never been on a road course, race course before.
Yeah.
And I enjoy performance driving, but I just was apprehensive about how's this experience going to be for me.
Sure.
And I know some people are the first time they go. So that was my case. That Corvette owner's class took me to a new level in how I drive, not just on a track, but
everyday driving.
Everyday driving. It made me more aware of my surroundings. It just made me a better driver. And it got me a discount on my insurance, by the way.
That's nice.
Yeah, so I turn that in every time I go to the class and make sure I maintain that discount on my insurance.
I need to do that myself, buddy.
It's a great experience for someone to get on the track for the first time and be in a very controlled environment where if you do what they tell you and teach you and follow their instruction, you're going to have a great experience. You're going to learn a lot. And by the end of that, the adrenaline and the rush that you experience out on the track is going to be something that's going to hook you and make you want to go back.
Definitely.
So don't be afraid to take advantage of that opportunity. Go out there and try it out. They will put you in groups where you're performing at your capability.
At your level.
And not pushing you farther than you need to be pushed. So it's really great.
And for the beginner school, the owner school, know that you're there from 8 to 5 each day, and you get about 20 minutes of class instruction. The rest of the 40 minutes is on the track.
Yeah. So typically, there's some breaks between that. And I do remember that about 20 minutes of that was probably on the track. So as you progress through the levels, which now I'm taking level 2, I'd taken level 1 before, so now I'm taking level 2 that we're talking about right now, that becomes less time in the class and more time on the track. And we were spending 30 to 35 minutes out in the car around the track. So spending more time on the track, less time, and more sessions on the track than you would in the owner's school, of course. Right. Our school was on the north-south track, which is a 2.2-mile track configuration with 10 turns, okay? It is so far of the tracks that I've been on out there, it's my favorite track to run, okay? So I was glad that we were on that one. You start the class with your first time out on the track, learning the track, how to place the car in the turns, hitting your apexes, and those sorts of things, but you will do nearly 100 laps on that 2.2-mile track during your time in that level 2 class.
That's really cool.
One of the things I want to mention is that as it is in the previous schools, you are starting with a lead-follow experience.
Right.
So your instructor's in front of you. There are 3 cars following. You're one of those 3, and you move up in progression, so that you're getting coached by the instructor in front of you, and he's leading you through the course. But that changes pretty soon in that particular level where you're the one that's leading, which gets you out in front, and you can't just follow the line of the instructor. So they move you into that. Of course, on the track, you're using the track mode PTM Sport setting, which is nice in the C8 because it's got Z mode, and so they've got it set up for you just hit the Z mode button, and it puts you in the right setting. And I want to mention, too, that most of the time you don't want to use that track mode on the street unless you've got a super smooth road surface that you're sure of and that you're confident of because of the suspension impact that can have. Typically, you would not want to use track mode on the street, and the instructors at Spring Mountain recommend that you don't because of the road surface, hitting potholes and things of that nature that could do things to the car. That's all set up under the Z mode, which is nice. You also have the opportunity to have hot laps with the instructors so that you can analyze their track performance, which was a lot of fun riding with them, and they're coaching you in that. And then later, they will ride along with you, and they will coach you in the passenger seat. Yes. Which is nerve-wracking, but they're really good at what they do, and they're patient and very affirming, but the way they coach you allows you to become a much better driver as you experience that on the track.
That's really cool.
After you've experienced the lead follow sessions, the hot lap with the instructor riding along with you, Then you begin to get into the open lapping sessions.
Right.
And so that's a lot of fun. You spend a lot of your time through those next sessions in open lapping. It's a controlled open lapping, but it allows you to get out there and perform at your highest capability and really implement everything that you've learned in the classroom and on the track during those previous sessions. Another thing that you do get to do, of course, is the autocross. So there are 2 sessions of autocross. The first one is a practice session where you get to make several runs practicing the course. And then on the second day, you get to experience the competition where you make 2 runs. They don't announce the times. And then in the classroom at the end of the day, the last session, then you find out who won the autocross. So that's a lot of fun, too, where you get in some pretty exciting competition against those that are in your level 2 class, which was pretty exciting.
That's really cool. Also, our friend who's the marketing director at Spring Mountain, Todd Crutcher, took us around and showed us the expansion of Spring Mountain.
Yes.
Talk more about that because, number one, it's the largest track already in North America. And number 2, with their expansion coming up, it's going to be larger than the Nürburgring.
Absolutely. He took us out. We got to ride around with him on Charleston Peak, which is their newest track. It has a huge paddock, which is 480,000 square feet.
Wow.
Okay, so they've got that now. New garages for rental use have been built. Eventually, they're going to build another clubhouse up there at Charleston Peak. There was a winner's podium, which is really nice because they're using that course mainly for track rentals and for racing.
Right.
But sometimes also they'll use it for Corvette driving schools on their short course up there. This is a road course that is 40 feet wide throughout. It's built for racing and passing.
Yeah.
It's seamless. It's a new asphalt compound that had to be used within 48 hours of it being mixed or be discarded.
Wow.
So they're really serious about this being a world-class racetrack.
Yeah.
It has proper pits. They built a 55-foot tall 4-story control tower that has dedicated section for race spotters, providing visibility of the entire Charleston Peak race circuit. There's a lounge area on the first floor. The second and third floors are designated for track viewing, so people can go out and view the races from there. And then the fourth floor has the race control in it. The longest configuration on the track is 3.23 miles. It has 18 turns, and there's elevation changes that are fantastic.
Wow.
As we drove through it, I was just amazed at how intricate this course has been laid out.
Me too.
And it has 18 turns, and if you remember, I mentioned earlier the north-south track that we were on, that's between the east and the west tracks. It's that center track. That one has 10 turns. Yeah. This is an 18-turn race course, 3.23 miles long. The longest configuration, when you take all of Spring Mountain tracks together, the longest total configuration right now is 9.3 miles, like you said, making it the longest track in North America.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're going to add more track to make it somewhere between 14 and 16 miles long, which will then top the Nürburgring.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
And they've got some new stuff coming out there, too, as well.
Yeah. So, of course, there's been a lot of talk for the last several years about a hotel casino, and that's still in the works. Todd said that's coming, of course. Since we were out there, they have filled in the lake. You remember the lake?
Yeah.
They filled that in, and they're adding a new resort-style pool, a jacuzzi, a new fitness center there, and other recreational activities there. So, like you said, for those that are going along with you, are there things to do? There are things already to do, and there will be more things to do for that +1. And they've also, of course, sold all of the lots that they had available for the homes that are being built. About 20 to 25% of the lots have the homes built on them. And I just saw online that there's a home for sale.
Really?
There's someone selling a home that has been built right there. So if you're interested in having your own place at Spring Mountain, which is very tempting.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
You know, it's my favorite playground in the whole world.
Yeah.
It's just my favorite adult playground in the whole world. So if you're interested in living there or having a home there that you could then use and keep your cars there for the opportunities that you would want to have on the track, that's an option as well.
Also, they've got karting coming.
Yes, Spring Mountain Karting is coming. Construction has also begun on that. It's a 30-acre, 0.8 of a mile track.
Amazing.
For go-karting.
Yeah.
Then they'll have the best performance go-karts in the world.
And, you know, that's how some of these Formula One drivers got started, was in karting.
Yes. And here's something else, Steve. I don't know if you know about this. All of the tracks are being digitized, starting with Charleston Peak, so that you can use simulators on site to improve your driving performance while you're not on the track.
That's amazing.
They're completely photorealistic renderings of every detail of the track, tire walls, light boxes, landscape, curbs, elevation changes, everything accurately displayed for the driver. So you'll have that opportunity as a tool as well.
That's incredible. Absolutely incredible.
They are taking it to the next level at Spring Mountain Motorsports Resort.
Buddy, this has been so much fun talking about this trip. Spring Mountain is absolutely the top gun for auto racing.
Absolutely. And Steve, when I get my E-Ray, when that finally happens, I'm booking again. We need to go back.
I'm with you, buddy. That sounds good. Jeremy, thank you so much for being back on Corvette Today. It's been too long, buddy.
It has, and I'm glad I got to have this opportunity to be with you again.
Thanks again for listening and watching Corvette Today. And be sure to tell your family, friends, and other Corvette enthusiasts about the Corvette Today show. And thanks to our sponsors, Wheelcraft. Want to dress up your Corvette with bright chrome or black chrome wheels? Visit wheelcraft.com to learn about their advanced PVD chrome finishing. They can refinish your wheels or offer a wheel exchange for most models, and it comes with a 5-year warranty. Visit wheelcraft.com today or call 833-639-4231. Soul Performance Products at SOULPP.com, the official performance exhaust of Corvette Today. Ciocca Corvette at CIOCCACorvette.com. True Wealth and Company at retirewithtrue.com. Also, Aerolarri Wheels. Get $100 off your purchase with the new promo code CT111 at aerolarri.com. And Hendrick Chevrolet in Kansas City at ChevyUSA.com.
Thanks for checking out Corvette Today on podcast and YouTube. If you'd like to contact Steve with ideas for Corvette Today, you can email him at stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Garrett has 2 R's and 2 T's. That's stevegarrettdj@gmail.com. Also, sign up for email notifications at corvettetoday.ck.page. Follow Steve and the show on social media on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and Threads at Steve Garrett DJ. Thanks again for listening and watching Corvette Today.